Hi Year 4. Today we're looking at dividing and timesing whole numbers by 10, but looking at decimal answers. I'm going to try and use Dean's to show you, but I don't have quite enough Dean's at home, so I'm actually some imagining for some of this. So I've got my one whole here. So I have my one whole and I want to divide that by 10. So I'm going to break that down into 10 equal parts. I have my one whole, I divided it by 10 in 10 equal parts. Each part will be a tenth. As a decimal, I'd write that I have no wholes and 1/10. Let's look what happens to the place value. So I have my one whole here. I divide it by 10 and make it 10 times smaller. So my answer will be 0.1. How about then if we had two wholes? Now I haven't got enough Dean's for two wholes at home, so you're going to have to imagine I've got two wholes here. But if we know for each whole we break down, we are going to have 1/10. When we break down two wholes, dividing by 10, we would have 2/10. So two wholes, make that 10 times smaller. No wholes left, but we do have 2/10. So 2 divided by 10 would be 0.2. How about then if we take our whole and we divide it by 100? So again, I've got my whole here, and I'm going to divide my whole into 100 different parts. So we know that we have 10 of the equal parts here. If we divide our 10th into 10 parts, then we would have 100. So 1 divided by 10, let's look at the place value. 1 divided by 100, I'm going to move 1 2 place values. No wholes, no tenths, but 100. So my answer would be 0.01. If I now had two wholes and I divided those two wholes by 100, so divide those two wholes into 100 equal parts, let's look at the place value. We would make it 100 times smaller, so we would have no wholes, we would have no tenths, we would have 200. So 0.01. Because we know that to make up a whole, we have 10 tenths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And in each tenth, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hundredths. Hope that makes sense. How about timesing them? How about if I take my 1/10 and I want to make that 10 times bigger? So I have my 1/10 and I make that 10 times bigger. I've got 10 tenths here. Once I have 10 tenths, I will have a whole. Let's look at that in place value. So if I have 0.1, and I make that 10 times bigger, we know 10 tenths makes one whole. We move one place value to the left. So 0.1 times 10 is 1. How about if I had 2/10? Well, we know that 10 tenths make one whole. So if we had 0.2 and we times that by 10, then we would know that we would have two wholes. Again, only got enough Dean's for one whole. Sorry, guys. Let's look at our place value. So 0.2, make that 10 times bigger. We're going to move it one place to the left. So 0.2 times 10 equals 2. Hope that helps slightly, guys. So we don't have quite enough Deans to make it work properly. Any questions? Send us an email. Bye.